built in there before?
Yeah.
In Roman numerals.
I don't know. They're all original.
So this is volcanic rock on the floor? Or no? Yeah? Interesting. So the Romans were very good at taking what's available to them really close by and building out of it.
Like today, nothing has changed.
Do you think that these buildings are stronger built today than built today? Yeah?
I think so, yes.
Because they're made out of pure stone. Today is a lot of wood and...
Right.
Is that what the plaster used to look like?
Okay, we start here.
My family, look at this. We are again at the entrance of a wealthy house, like the one that we visited. And here we can see this fantastic entrance. Look at the beautiful coffee. And look at that. You see an original graffito. You see that, sir? You can read exactly the name. Cornelium. Cornelium. Do you see that, sir? Right up there. See that, sir? Right? That's the name of a candidate to the elections.
Qua, a destra, qua.
Political advertising.
Okay, now the reason why I stopped here because we are going to see one of the most beautiful houses of Pompeii, which is here, but before getting in that house, I want to show you a few things here. This was another house, and at the entrance of this house, we can see the plaster cast the mold of the original door. And at the end of the right there is we still got a part of the block. You can see the rust of the iron. And then this is the original plaster which we can see on both sides. But anytime you see a situation like this one here, which is written the name, the name of the person, this was the publicity which was made during the last election of Pompeii. But something more I want to show you here, because all along this street here, because we are in one of the oldest, the oldest section of Pompeii, where we can see those big blocks. You see these big blocks up on the wall. Anytime you see a situation like that one, we have to think about the 350, 400 years BC. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because the walls are very old here. But we can understand that each time there was a new ownership or new people coming in Pompeii, they had to bring the architecture and the walls and the houses up to date, like today. But this is, as I said, the old section of Pompeii, and where we can see something very interesting. You see outdoor of this house, we've got a big stone bench, and there is also another stone bench here because this was another house. We shall be in this house, which is one of the most beautiful houses of Pompeii. Really beautiful, beautiful paintings, rich decorations, and we can see two stone benches outside of the house. Now, the reason why we see these stone benches outside of the house is because, as I said, this is a very old, the oldest section of Pompeii, and the lifestyle at the time was different. Because when the Roman Empire became really very strong and powerful, this was in the 2nd century BC, the lifestyle was changing already. Now, the reason why these benches outside here, because richest people, today we got information very fast, they're very fast, newspaper, radio, but at that time to get information about the day before and the day before yesterday all over the town, the richest people had many people coming very early in the morning and sitting all over these benches here. Well, according to the season, would have been 5 o'clock, 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and had to wait until the owner was up. When the owner was up, one at a time, they could get in touch with the owner and telling him all what happened the day before yesterday, the day before all over the city, practically. And this was the newspaper of the time.
You're taking a video too.
I'm not going to get it now. And maybe I can Google it when I get home.
Yeah, we're gonna have to share those pictures because I'm taking the video.
No. Yes. Of course. You know that. All
Yeah.
the pictures go up on.
Wow.
Everybody will have.
What is this? A shrine?
Okay, now we are in one of the houses of Pompeii, and the first thing we should know that all ceilings came down because the ceilings they couldn't support the weight of the hand, not too much, the weight of the hand. And all ceilings came down, and some they have been rebuilt, like this one here, but this one was rebuilt according to the original architecture. So was the house long time ago. Nothing exactly like that. Now, these houses were like a small fortresses because we don't see windows. We're like, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Walls with hand. Don't touch the walls with anything, please, because otherwise they will. Okay, now, as I said, the houses were like a small fortresses without windows on the first floor. And were made like that because at the time that the limited but the night time that and also we have an upper floor, you can see the staircase, right? We can see the staircase where we have an upper floor, where slaves were living. Now the reason why slaves were living on the upper floor because in that case they could try to stop anyone who tried to get in the house to steal something. But now, looking inside of the house, well, according to the layout, you can understand quite a lot because after the doorway, the first big space, which was this one here, the name of this space was the atrium, and the atrium was surrounded by the bedrooms. These were all bedrooms. But that one we call a library, which has nothing to do with the books because the library was practically the office of the owner. Now, in each atrium, there is a basin on the floor. The name of this basin was inclusion, and the opening up of conclusion. Down because both were for collecting the rainwater. So the rainwater coming down is the walls, which you can see by the rainwater going down to the system, which is under the.
I'm kind of taking a video, so it's a little bit hard for me.
Sorry.
Can you ask somebody else? Thank you.
Over there in the corner, they have a room with skeletons in it.
Now, in each house, whether in the atrium or in the kitchen, near the kitchen, there was a shrine or a painting upon the wall symbolizing the same thing as shrine. Because in that shrine, they kept the house gods. Two small statues representing the gods Lares and Penates were symbolizing the house's protectors. Now, something very interesting I want you to know that you see in that square there is a very interesting picture, a beautiful painting representing the Trojan Tour. Now, everybody knows about the War of Troy, which is a war in between mythology and...
No, that's it.
Huh?
Years before the Roman theater.
The body can change when it was so much.
In real, that show you the relationship between Pompeii and the other country of the Mediterranean. So this is a sign of Egypt. Pompeii is the only town where it's allowed another religion, the Egyptian religion. Why Pompeii has the relationship? Because they exported over the land.
I don't know why these giant holes are in their house, but
Maybe it's for the poop.
anything up there was a took. I wonder who the...
So there's a skeleton. It's probably the slaves. They're like, oh, watch the house. I'm gonna run.
I keep just getting a messy shot.
Nothing, just like a hallway or probably their exit or something.
Ja, så fint. För det är också fint att smälta om man ser.
En
där ronden ser inte man.
Ooh. I'll get into that room. Oh, really? Thank you.
But besides the decorations decorated on all over the walls, also the ceilings were decorated like the walls. And they put back something in that corner just to give us an idea how it was a long time ago. You see, and this was the way how to do the decorations. You see, wooden beams, this is like it was a long time ago. Wooden beams with bamboos, you know, then a plaster in bamboos, and then color. And look at the beautiful floors, very fancy like today.
What did they use this room for?
This was a guest room.
Guest room.
And
So,
this was the dining room.
What do they use for a door?
Wooden door.
Wooden doors.
So the hinge of the door is right there.
Oh, right there. Okay.
But in this case, a folding door.
Oh, really?
Folding door.
The
It was a
atrium,
wide opening.
the atrium out there, did they use that as a gathering room, or is that?
No, it was the family center.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So that's how the
They
ceiling
sat
was.
down inside that
Yes.
pit right there. Yeah.
Okay, this was the dining room. And there's a situation here. This was not a basement first. This was not a basement. Now, the reason why we can see there's a beautiful mosaic floor here and another mosaic floor to the other side here on the right, and here we can see decorations up on the wall. Well, the meaning is very simple because this house where we are now was built on top of another house, and they could use building the new house, you know, they could use some of the walls as the foundations for this one here. And then everything was filled up and there was a floor here.
How old was the old one versus the new one?
Well, according to the decoration which we see here, marble imitation, we have to go back to 300, 250, 300 years BC.
And then
because
how
the
about-
decorations we have got here, 1st century AD.
First century, okay.
Okay, here.
So the first one only lasted 350 years.
Now here in this corner there is a strange situation, a spooky place, a spooky corner. We've got some skulls and bones, about 11, 12 people. Now these are not the Pompeian people which were killed during the eruption. These are people that in the 18th century they were trying to steal something in this house here. Because, as I said, most of the excavations were done at that time. And at that time, many people, they knew what they had here at the slope of the volcano Vesuvius. And many people, like today, they were trying to get in, they got together, these people, 11, 12 of them, they got together to try to get in one of the houses of that archaeological site, which was Pompeii, to try to steal something to sell somewhere else and making money.
And what happened?
But what happened that, they were working there, the walls, too much pressure of the volcanic materials from outside squeezed, the walls, and those people were trapped in here because the walls came down and were killed.
Oh, wow.
The bad calculation. They were emptying the room, but the pressure of the volcanic materials from outside
got the bone?
Okay. Now here there is something now, well, getting old, and if you want to see something more about this house, you want to know something more about this house. This house is reported under the name of a house of Menander, but Menander was not the owner of the house. Menander was a writer, and just because the owner of this house, he loved anything which was made by Menander, he put the portrait of Menander, right in front of himself, who was sitting to the other side. But we know the name of the owner of the house. The name of the owner of the house was Pompeius. Now, Pompeia was the Nero's second wife, and just because of that, the archaeologists, they say that the owner of this house, he was related to Nero's second wife, Pompeia. And this is the reason why I was so much money here, because we are talking about Nero. Nero was a nice guy, because Pompeia was the second wife. Pompeia was Nero's second wife. And just because to marry the second wife, what they did? He killed first the mother, then the first wife, and to marry the second wife. You see, I didn't show you the first line, which is
The retainer one.
Now, there is another situation here. This corner, this one was another shrine, because we saw the shrine at the entrance, which was used by the owner of the house. But this space was used by the slaves. And those which were got here, those are the plaster casts of the original bust made in wood. Yes, yeah. Now, the original bust made in wood were representing the ancestors of the owner of the house. Now, the reason why we got this corner here, because the slaves living in this house, what they had to do? They had to spend time every day here. They had to come here and they had to pray the ancestors of the owner of the house to be still alive. This was the okay. Here, this was the section of the private part.
I don't know what they told you in that documentary, because I know it's to the left.
Far left. That's near perfect condition. Beautiful tile floors.
Yeah.
You gotta take your sunglasses off and the right one.
Nobody was here or jumped us in.
Far left. Further. Well, I'll see the picture.
Where's our tour guide?
He's gone.
They were told to work pictures.
Did our tour guide disappear? Where'd he go? Where's our tour guide?
He's up there, Ilya. Still in the same spot.
Have you guys seen the tour guide?
He went that way.
I didn't see him. I was told that he was here. This is beautiful.
Did you get one of the 2 rooms over?
Yeah, I'm taking a video, so yeah, probably. Okay, it's okay. I'll lead the tour. Wow, this is amazing. Visit my site TrustedCoins.com.
Allora, io dico come una réalité pratique come on l'a fait, et puis on a la culture, et donc juste là, alors, qu'est-ce que ça
Is he talking? I don't know. I don't hear anything.
He's right down here.
No, my husband. I haven't seen him.
Oh.
No, he must be in the bag.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, fine.
What?
Alan up there, we can't find him.
Who?
Alan,
Alan. He's ahead. Got him.
Walking down the streets of ancient Pompeii. Excuse me?
You can see the big oven, exactly the same one which we are still using for baking pizza. But what we see right in front here, this was a grinder. A grinder. You see the round wall which we see here. On top of that round wall, they had the copper trays where to collect the flour coming down. But the base of that grinder is missing, because in the middle, inside of that round wall, there was a big conical stone, which was the base of the grinder. The stone which we see right in front, that one was the upper stone, which is biconical. And we can see two double holes on both sides where they had something very strong, could have been iron bars, or very, very, very strong wooden stick with the force of the slaves. Well, rotating the upper stone and twisting a little bit the upper stone, that could get the flour coming out, which was collected in those copper trays. And this is the big oven, the one we can see much better here.
Question? Do you not have a question? The shape of these slabs is very unusual. Many sides. Why? Is it just for beauty?
I'm standing right now here. You see, anytime you see a situation like this one here, double hole where people they could tie up animals here.
They tied up animals there.
Hold on, look at the many of those double holes.
Wow. This place is huge. Much bigger than the Roman Forum I saw.
Yeah, right. I can see them giving you a wake-up call at 3 in the morning.